So one of the best ways for us to learn what we're talking about in this book is to actually put into practice the advice that Vanessa has given us. So over the course of the weekend, there was two events that I went to. The first one was catching up with an old friend. We were going to a comedy show, having dinner beforehand. And the second event was catching up with a whole bunch of new parents from my kids' daycare. So first one, meeting an old friend. So sometimes when you meet up with an old friend, you kind of just get into the rigmarole of sometimes also asking the same old boring question. But this time round, I wanted to be more aware and be a much more active listener and deep dive further into a topic that my mate likes. So one of the things that Vanessa talks about in Captivate is the thread theory. Thread theory is when you pull a thread, you basically bring up a topic and you try and drag as many threads out of that topic as much as possible. So one of the things that my mate likes to do, and we talked about quite a bit, is running. My mate is obsessed with running. He's fantastic at it. He's done, I believe, a half marathon and a marathon. So he's picked it up in recent years. I'm not much of a runner, but I am very curious about running style, different running shoes, what his habits are when it comes to running, and how often he does it during the week. And that's the topic that I brought up as a thread. And through that thread, I asked, why, which shoe that would he recommend? Why would he use this shoe? How is his training pattern? What he does for his tracking? What his pace is like? And that conversation went on for a good half an hour, just on running alone. So putting into practice what she's been teaching really, really helps. Example number 2 was when I sat down with a whole bunch of new parents over a 5-year-old birthday party. Happy birthday, Morgan. And at that birthday party, my wife and I basically know no parents. We're not really part of the preschool community. We basically drop our kid off, they go to school, we pick them up. We don't really mingle with the other parents on a day-to-day basis. But at birthday parties, kids' birthday parties specifically, you mingle. And I'll be quite frank, my wife is not really into it, but for me, this is a really great opportunity to practice what she was teaching. And one of the things that she mentions, I guess the hacks that she mentions, is pressing on a hot topic. So when I sat down next to a new mum that I met named Elle, let's just call her Elle. I sat down next to Elle, and as I was watching Elle talk to the host about specifically gluten-free pizzas, that was the hot topic. She's like, I'm the only one that's gluten-free here. And as I introduced myself, I said hello to her, kept an open body language, of course. That was a topic I talked to her about immediately. And I said, oh my God, gluten-free. Wow, yeah, one of our mates, T, is celiac as well. Tell me, what has it been like? Were you diagnosed at a young age, or did you only find out recently? And that conversation with Elle went on for a good 20 to 25 minutes, just around being gluten-free, being a celiac, the way that she has to adjust her life to it. And then that led to talking about her family and about her husband's love for fishing and her son's love for fishing. And then I just kept threading. And the whole time, I was extremely curious and interested in what she was sharing. So putting into practice what the book has been sharing, it really does work when you really focus on it. The key takeaway for me personally is you still need to bring your energy and your vibe and be active in sharing as well. So I would say eye contact when I was with Elle, and then I was open body language, and I kept asking open-ended question as in like, what do you guys do for cooking when it comes to being a GF family, things like that. So it just really made me much more aware. And I think that's the main thing, awareness and attention. 100% focus and attention on the person that you're talking to. And yeah, we walked away from meeting each other, and she definitely had a very positive vibe with with me because she was seated next to me the whole time. And that was lovely. I got to know her, and now when we bump into each other at the childcare center, we're gonna have our little sort of hi, hello, how are you? So the tips and tricks that I've shared over the course of last week's videos, check them out. I hope they help you. They do go into depth. I do mumble a little bit about it, so I apologize, but I do hope it's useful. Tomorrow we'll go back to deep diving more into some of the topics around this book. But yeah, one of the best ways to learn is to actually put into practice what you're reading. So go out there, don't be afraid, put into practice, even with your old friends. Yes, get creative with some of the questions that you're going to bring up and pull that thread. Yeah. Anyways, appreciate your time today. I'm putting in my reps. It's a beautiful day here in Sydney, and I'm going to go pick up my kids from school soon. So peace out. Have a beautiful day. Cheers.